Good morning, everybody. Shift your mindset here. New episode, Christmas special. Who is our double dealer? And you're gonna answer that. The definition of a double dealer is a person who behaves deceitfully or treacherously, often serving two conflicting interests. This term could apply to a religious leader who presents themselves as one thing to the public, but acts differently behind the scenes. Who is the double dealer in this story? I was inspired, and I'll let you know in some private thing of me. I'm inspired by a Netflix series that I'm watching. You can binge watch it from Christmas to New Year's Eve if you want, because I was enjoying yesterday a little bit of scotch of this, the Peaky Blinder. That's my number one series of the last few years. Why? I like it. The main character, Thomas Shelby, is smart, does his research about people, knows how to get out certain situations. Yes, he is a criminal, but also yes, he's not a double dealer. He doesn't have two faces. He's honest in what he's doing, and he also admits to people what he's doing, that he's doing bad things. But I have a certain amount of respect for people who are doing wrong things, but they are admitting it. They are honest. And often you see more honesty with those kind of people. They have morals, codes, whatever, than the white collar man who pretend to be so good, so nice, do charity, stuff like that. But behind the scenes, they are the worst men you can be. So I was inspired by my friend Thomas Shelby to make this episode about double dealers. And why is that? Because I found an amended complaint on the 9th or 10th of December this year. So recently, 2 weeks ago. And I don't know much about court cases and stuff like that. So an amended complaint is a written revision of the original complaint filed by a plaintiff or petitioner. So it's a revision of the original complaint. And the original complaint dates back from 2023, early 2023. And what is the amended complaint? What is this? It's also, I have to check, but it is, I believe, yes, it's a civil action. So it's a civil court case. And the amended complaint is, the plaintiffs are Burnholm Congregation of Jehovah Witnesses, Fairmount Park, Tagalog. The Filipinos are also mad. Congregation of Jehovah Witnesses. The Hindis also mad. Hindi congregation. Mount Pleasant, North Mount Pleasant, Spanish congregation, Willow Grove congregation, Worcester congregation, Montgomery County congregations, and they all undersigned this 11 congregation against Mark O'Donnell. And maybe you guys follow him, maybe you guys know about him. If you don't know about him, Mark O'Donnell is an ex-Jehovah Witness who is making a case against child sexual abuse. He is busy there fighting for recognition of the victims of abuse. So he's a main player in the field in that topic. And they start with an introduction that the Pennsylvania Office of Attorney General is currently conducting a state grand jury investigation into how Jehovah Witnesses handle the allegations of CSA. 16 individuals have been charged thus far, it said. But they made a court case against Mark O'Donnell. And why? Let's go why. On February 16, 2023, smart man, I like him, O'Donnell secretly tapped into a confidential Microsoft Teams meeting between representatives of the 11 congregations and 2 of their attorneys, 2 Watchtower attorneys. O'Donnell, who doesn't identify as a Jehovah's Witness, wasn't invited to the meeting. Of course not. And therefore, he disclosed parts of the meeting on YouTube and reddit.com. And now it's getting interested, people, because Big Brother is watching you. It's not about, well, we're giving you some magazines and Jesus is King. But this is watchdog.com. It's not Watchtower, it's Watchdog. They are behind the scenes. They portray themselves as loving, caring people who give you advice and give you prophecies which don't come true. And they give you Caleb and Sophie and everything is nice. But behind the scenes, they are monitoring people like me, like everybody else, on Reddit and on YouTube. They assigned brothers in the branch, and this is also another proof, to watch apostate material. Do you think Jesus was busy with reading things people said about him or the religion in that time? Be no part of the world. Which scripture don't you get, governing body? But okay. So, and the problem is, then they all the plaintiffs, the Spanish congregation comes by, and this is also where I have a problem. If I'm a member of the Filipino Tagalog congregation, I maybe don't know that I am filing a court case against an ex-Jehovah Witness. So it's Watchtower, the governing body, who's using the entity of that congregation. They throw people under the bus. Why don't the lawyers of Watchtower start a case and ask the congregation elders to be a witness or something? But this is from those congregations. So they have to take the heat of this court case instead of the man behind the curtains. They are pulling the strings of all those elders in that thing. It's ridiculous. So the statement of the claim, congregations, blah, 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 who are Jehovah Witnesses. But then, they also know who Mark O'Donnell is. He had disassociated himself from Jehovah Witnesses. He's not an elder. He maintains a website. Then they give the website name, thus they know that website. On his website, Mark O'Donnell details information regarding his personal participation in the Pennsylvania grand jury investigation of the Jehovah Witnesses. And that's a problem. And there's more evidence. Now, what was the case? On February 16, a meeting was held between 2 Pennsylvania attorneys and 11 Montgomery County congregation elders. This meeting was online using Microsoft Teams. which is a software, blah, blah, blah. We all know it, it's like Zoom. The meeting was only open to the body of elders of the 11 Montgomery County congregation and no one else. So how is O'Donnell getting into that meeting? Did he hack? No. He got the information from the personal emails, the login info he got from one of the elders. But they're not making a case about that. They're making a case against someone who's not a Jehovah Witness. Watchtower, I get it, you are frustrated, you are angry. I also would be angry if I was you, but it's your own mistake. Someone leaked that info to him. Find out who it is and deal with it and take your loss. There's nothing to be ashamed about. I was the ministerial servant who did video and audio for the congregation. I was the Zoom master. I was the one who was letting people in. If I didn't know anyone, I didn't let that person in. I always checked, who is this? Where is this one coming from? Is it someone who's in the congregation? Is he turning the video on? Is someone calling with a cell phone, just a telephone line, or is it with the computer? We were always in charge in who we let in. We had a waiting room. Microsoft Teams has a waiting room. Someone is giving the okay for you to come in. So how is this even possible? With all those things you have in writing, all those rules for the Zoom meetings and where we have to comply to, and safety this, safety that, and with attorneys and only 2 attorneys and 11 people, you screw up. It's, yeah. You're a noob. Guys, you're a noob, but okay. Because they send an email to Microsoft Outlook to the body of elders. The email and Outlook contained login information. So there's something going wrong. So he was the first who entered the meeting and was the last one to go. He recorded it, I think. And on the 19th of February, only a few days later, O'Donnell participated in an interview that was recorded and posted on YouTube. So 3 days later, they find out that he had an interview on YouTube. The YouTube generates a transcript of the video, the text of which was copy and paste into the document Exhibit A. They have a whole document about what was said on YouTube, even with the arms between the sentences. Get a life, people. The video is entitled Jehovah Witnesses Legal Woes, Washington State. During the interview, beginning at 1 hour, 4 minutes, 18 seconds, through 1 hour, 30 minutes, 57 seconds, he reveals detailed information about the state grand jury investigation, much of which could only have come from the meeting. So that's the problem. They say he used specific information from that meeting. Upon information, he was also able to disclose such detailed and specific information because he recorded the 16th February Teams meeting without unanimous consent of the 11 congregation body of elders. He accessed not only the audio portion but also the video portion. And then it's getting creepy. O'Donnell YouTube interview describing the Teams meeting was also posted on the website Reddit and was endorsed by John Redwood. If you are on Reddit, you know that name. See Exhibit B. John Redwood is a pseudonym of O'Donnell. So they know even the pseudonym of someone on Reddit. Newsflash, guys, you don't have to be on Reddit. You're not allowed to be on Reddit. And that's my problem. You saying keep away from apostate material in your magazine. If people are listening and watching apostate material, they're getting in trouble. You have to go into the back room. You're gonna get some talks. Maybe you can be reproved. And eventually, if you keep on doing that, you will be removed from the congregation. But we assign some dorky guy at Bethel because he's more spiritual, mature than other people, and he can handle that. He's gonna watch, his task in Bethel on the branch is to watch YouTube videos from apostates. To search through the Reddit subreddits what people are saying about Jehovah Witnesses. And maybe if we can make a case to sue them. Those people have a problem with the way you handle things. O'Donnell has a problem that you protect the elders and body of elders more than the victims of abuse. And he is right. They are making now a court case against an ex-JW about some information, but they don't start a court case on someone from the religion who abused a child. They don't even encourage the elders to phone the authorities, the police, whatever has to be done. And that's my problem. At least my criminal, what I'm watching in Peaky Blinders, the movie, or the series, is an honest guy in what he's doing. He has no masks. He is always himself. But the governing body is portraying as loving old men who have the best interest in you and blah blah blah, and we guide you and you have to follow us. But behind the scenes you don't tackle the problem. You don't ripping off the head of the snake. You're rewarding people who do bad things in your religion, and you prosecute people who are only want to bring out the truth for those victims, for those people. And they write because you are spying on other people, but other people are not allowed to spy on you. And then you get defensive, and I get that, that's the first reaction. But why don't you trust on Jehovah that he is fixing those things? That if something went wrong and someone was not welcome, but was in that meeting, why don't you let Jehovah sort things out? Why do you have to do it? So they traced him all the way back, his area code. They generated an attendance report in the Microsoft Teams. They go full Inspector Gadget on this. And they saw that in the attendance report, they saw someone with a phone number and the area code is 410. That's Baltimore, Maryland. That's where O'Donnell resides. They go all above and beyond. So he was 30 minutes before the meeting time. He obscured his presence. He logged in and he has harmed the Montgomery County congregation. No, you harmed your own congregation, because some of those 11 people, I don't think the attorneys would leak that information, But some of those 11 congregation elders, one of them has leaked that info. That's the only way. So be busy about that. Finding out. Go full Gestapo on your own people. But don't blame anyone for eavesdropping in. Being the fly on the wall in your meeting. And it hurts, I know, but just get over it. So there has been a lot of damage being done by him. And those injuries and blah blah blah, and they go on with this, and I have to scroll down a little bit. Hang on with me, guys. They're asking a result. Yeah, so they have a result, and each congregation 11 times is rewarded $100 a day for each day the YouTube video has been available online. And from the 19th of 2023 till that day, it was already 33,000 for that congregation, and blah blah blah. And now it comes Burmall congregation, Coventry congregation, PA East congregation, Fairmount Park, Tagalog congregation, Hindi congregation, Horsham congregation, Mount Pleasant, North Mount Pleasant, Spanish congregation, Willow Grove, Worcester congregations demand judgment in their favor against Mark O'Donnell and a award of actual statutory and punitive damages in an amount in excess of $700,000. So you sue someone for $700,000 because he obtained the login and the password to a meeting that he was not invited to. Then Exhibit A, people, it's getting weirder and weirder, is that whole YouTube conversation per second, per minute, all is in there. Then they go on. That's a lot of pages. Exhibit B is the link to the video Jehovah Witnesses Watchtower Legal Woes, Washington State. Then exhibit, there are screenshots from the Reddit page. So you see, I always like hearing for you, Mark. It was a fantastic video with all the names of other people on Reddit. So it all comes down to they know every move if someone is getting nearby the truth. They know he is, how do you say it? They know he is an he is a thorn on their side. That's what he is. Because that's why clearly Bethel is watching every move he's make, waiting for him to do something they could use. And this is what they're gonna use. That he's disclosing information that was private. But I will suggest go after the elder who leaked the information. Upgrade your critical Teams, Microsoft Teams skills, that you know everybody can do it. That you know who's in that meeting. That you ask everybody to turn the camera on, I think. In that meeting with a congregation, you can force people, but if you have a meeting with 11 congregation elders and the attorney, I think you can say, hey guys, everyone, camera on. I want to see is your door closed? Is your wife not around you? Because this is private, important information. It can't leave this room. But it clearly wasn't prepared at all. And governing body, you are busy with looking for apostates on Reddit, on YouTube and stuff like that. And other people you take advantage of that they are spiritually good. They want to do something for the good cause. They want to go to battle. They want to make a difference. And then you assign someone to watch apostate material. So, what's about that important job? What a cognitive dissonance you must have that you think it's okay to monitor people. Do you think Jesus assigned one of his apostles to shadow and to follow the Pharisees in that time? Paul, come here. I don't trust those guys. They want me dead, and I'm fearful for my life. What was right in Jesus' time? He should be fearful for his life because he knew they were planning something against him. But he wasn't scared. He always remained the same. But now he says, Paul, come, you're important. Follow those guys 24/7. I want to know where they eat, where they sleep, who they speak to, where their family is. And I want you to go with them and listen to all the lies they are giving the people. And I want you to write it down and report back to me. You never see so much bullshit in the Bible. And we are not a part of the world. We love Jehovah. We are neutral. We are this, we are that. And we portray ourselves as big teddy bears for the public. And it's about love and compassion and empathy. And behind the scenes, we have a whole legal team. We have a lot of people who are watching Sven's YouTube and other YouTube channels and are searching through Reddit if there's something said about the organization. And if something has happened to the organization, they don't go after the real people they have to catch. The people who abuse the children. No, they don't even care about the victim. No, we go after people who harm us in a legal way. Instead of working with the authorities to bring the people to justice who did horrible things, we're gonna work against the system, we're gonna work against the world, and if someone is smart enough to obtain some information where you're lacking evidently skills, because it was easy for him to sneak in that Teams meeting, take your loss. He outplayed you guys. And it's your own fault. Someone leaked that information, and go after that one, or go and rearrange your procedures about abuse, or work together with the authorities to bring those people to justice, to say those are rotten apples in the congregation. We don't want them. Instead of focusing on people who just want to live their own life and remove them and treat them as apostates. Treat those people who are doing horrible things as an apostate and remove them from the congregation. But no, it's a paradise for them. You're protecting them from the law, from the authorities. And you aren't helpfully working with the authorities. And if someone obtains information in a smart way when it's your own fault, then you sue that guy for $700,000. Governing body, shame on you. You have two faces. You're the double dealer. And I leave it with that, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like this video. Share it with anyone who has to hear it. Because those men who are publicly loved by a lot of JWs are doing some nasty things behind the curtains. And it's time that we all see it, know it, and draw our own conclusions. That's my goal. Facts, presenting facts, and then it's up to you. I hope you start your critical thinking skills and think, some things don't match. If I present the facts and you're still happy where you are, I'm happy also for you. But I go my way, and I hope you choose also your own way based on all the information that comes together. Thank you for watching. See each other on the next episode.